Hey there, beautiful people. Let's do a flipping hearts card craft. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need one of these template sheets, one pair of scissors, one glue stick. I recommend some double-sided tape, and you'll see why in a minute. And then you're going to need 6 colored hearts. Now you'll see on the template that there's a heart cutout that you can use to trace onto others. I've already pre-cut all of my colored hearts, and you're going to need 6 of these for this craft today. Now, you're going to give yourself some space on your workspace. And by the way, this Flipping Hearts card template comes from Fancy Nancy in 5th. I actually saw this on TikTok, went over to her teacher, paid teacher, and got the template. On each of your hearts, you're going to write a kindness. Now, the best thing to do is think about someone that you want to give this card to, and think of 6 positive things, 6 amazing things about them that you want to share. And you're going to put them on each of the hearts. So pause the video, do that now. Once you've done that, you're going to come back to your template and you're going to do some trimming with your scissors. So you'll see that on one half of the template is a long piece. You're going to actually cut the whole thing in half. Then down the opposite side is this long, thin strip. You're going to need that long, thin strip as well. So trim all the way down. That's going to end up being like a piece that holds the whole card together. Now you can throw the rest of it out. Well, unless you need the template. Then you want to obviously cut out the star or the heart template that's in there. Now on that thin strip, you'll see a little dashed line, and you're going to fold your piece of paper over at that dashed line and make it nice and crisp. Now do the same thing on the opposite end, and it's basically folding the whole thing in basically about thirds, a little less than thirds. Push that off to the side. We're going to need that in a few minutes. Now on your big piece, oh wait, I forgot something. Okay, go back and pick up the thing that you threw out, because there's something on there that you need. We need the pull tab. The pull tab is not on the main piece, it's on this side piece. So before you get to it, cut that pull tab out. So grab your scissors again, go back, cut the pull tab. Yeah, the pull tab is kind of important. When you're doing a pop-up situation like this, you always need something to grab onto. Oh, now you can throw the rest of that thing out. That's trash. Well, put it in recycling. Be kind to the planet. So now we're going to trim out this little pull tab. You're going to trim around the little edges. And just like you did with the other piece, there's a little dash line down the middle. You are going to fold that along the dash line, which is basically like folding the piece of paper in half. Make it nice and crisp and put it off to the side. Okay, now this next part's a little bit tedious. You will see that there are 6 dotted lines going down your longer, fatter piece. You need to fold at each of the dotted lines. And you want to do this nice and carefully because you want to get it as close to the fold as possible, or close to the dashed line as possible. And you want a nice, crisp line when you fold. So you're going to keep doing this over and over again. I used cardstock when I made this, so it's a little bit tough to fold nice and crisp lines. So I'm going to keep doing this 5 more times, and so that I have all the lines done. What I'm going to do is speed up the video for you so you don't have to watch me do each and every one, and you're going to catch up to me in a second. Man, can my hands move. Okay, now you're going to flatten everything out. Now here comes a little bit of the tougher part. So you're going to take your heart, and whatever side you wrote on, you're going to flip your heart over, and you're going to put a little bit of glue along the top edge of the heart. Okay? Don't go too far down because you don't want too much of it to glue. You literally just want the top little rounded parts to glue on. And what you're going to do is you'll see there are now like little rectangles in between each of the little folds. You're going to line up your heart so the top edge is just below one of the folds, and you're going to press her down. Okay, get that glue to stick nicely. Okay, so now that's one's on there, and you're going to keep going with all 6 of these hearts. Okay, so you're going to keep gluing it, and you'll see you'll make it like a layered portion with the hearts, like that. Okay, so like I said, you're just going to keep going like this over and over again with all 6 of your hearts. Now, you'll see that on mine, it doesn't matter. I didn't write anything because I didn't want to take that portion of the video up. But obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you are gluing to the opposite side than the side that you wrote on. You want your writing face up and the glue on the bottom. So please be careful. You'll notice that I am not flipping mine over because I have no writing on my hearts. Now, if it is too much for you to write in advance and you want to think of things, no problem. You can go through the whole card and create all of your hearts and put them all where you need them to be, and then do all your writing at the end. It's a little bit tougher to do the writing at the end, just because you'll see in a second of how the hearts all lay out. So keep going. We're almost there. Okay, two more. And again, it doesn't matter what order you do or what color hearts you pick. Heck, you can pick all the same color hearts if you really want to. I like variety. Roy G. Biv, that kind of stuff. So I wanted a little bit of everything in there. So I've got some yellows and some pinks and some greens and some blues. Okay, now when you get your last one, again, you want to line it up so it's right there just below the fold. Now when you do this, you want to make sure you're not gluing each of the hearts to each other. So just be careful that you're doing it only along the top edge. Okay, now we're going to get that long thin strip of paper. We need that. We're going to open it up so that the writing is face down. You're going to put glue only in the middle section between the two folds, okay? Only the middle section for right now. And then you'll notice when you lift up your hearts, there's a tiny space in there to attach it to. So you're going to line it up so your two folds are lined up with the two edges of your pieces of paper. And then you're going to stick everything together. So really push that down there and get that glue stick glue to hold your paper in place. Really give it a good rub. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to flip it all over. Now here's a little bit of a tricky part. So on your pull tab, you're going to open up your pull tab and you're going to apply glue to the part that does not have writing on it. Now you're going to stick this so that one side is on one. Don't glue it to the table like I just did. Be careful. Okay, so you're going to stick it so that you're actually putting it on the bottom of your piece of paper, so that one half is on one side of the paper and one half is glued to the inside of the paper. So the tab is kind of like stick on either side. Now you will see that there's a side that says pull me. I didn't bother to notice that before I put mine together. So when you do this, you kind of want the pull me to be facing you. Don't have it facing the table like I made the mistake of. Not the end of the world if you do it, but it just looks better if it says pull me on it, so that this way you don't have to explain to the person what they have to do. Okay, now, once you've got that, you're going to bring your hearts back together, you're going to fold it back over, and then you're going to flip it over. In 1 second. Here we go. Now I'm going to flip the whole thing over. And we're going to fold our little pieces of paper up underneath, behind us. Okay, there we go. So now when we do this, we're going to apply glue to only one side. What we're going to do is we're going to fold it over the side that we didn't apply glue to. And then we're going to glue it to itself. Do not glue it to the big fat piece of paper. Okay, we need this to be able to open up and for the big piece of paper to be able to slide through it. So notice what I did is I checked to make sure that my big piece of paper is not glued. I only want it glued tab to tab. Okay, that's important. Make sure you do this properly. Now get yourself a half piece of black paper. That was a fun transition. Okay, and your double-sided tape. Once you get your double-sided tape, obviously if it's a brand new roll like mine is, you got to get rid of the long covering that protects it. There we go. Double-sided tape is a lot thicker than regular tape. It's hard to cut. Okay, once you get your double-sided tape, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a strip and you're going to apply it on the tab. Don't apply it to the big fat piece, only to the tab. Now, place it in the center of your black piece of paper. Now, actually, you don't have to use black paper if you don't want to, so you might want to skip this step, but it makes it easier to open up your card. Now, grab your little tabby tab and give it a pull, and you will see that your card starts flipping over. This is a great time to check your gluing situations. You'll notice that some of my hearts are glued to each other, so this is a great time to kind of pry them apart, make sure that as that glue is drying, it's not sticking to each other. And that's it. That is the craft. Thank you very much, beautiful people. Hope you enjoy, and please visit Fancy Nancy in 5th.